Hi. Hello. How you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Mind Over Magic in Refuge of the Broken Claw. We're about to resume our game where we last left off. Alrighty, let's get into it. I'm not gonna lie, I've been loving this at the moment and it has been so hard. I'm trying not to play it in between episodes. It's been really, really difficult because I just want to play. It's just so much fun. I'm having a great time. So I'm really hoping that you guys watching are also having a great time with it as well. Let me know if there's anything you want to see or if there's anything you want to change. Please pop a comment down below. I'm really open to feedback. So, okay, here we are. We're back. Yep, got some learning. That's right. The fog was gonna eat my trees. And we had a gutberry shortage. Yep. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this done. That's right, lightning storm. Eee. Eee. What? When did I build a roof there? I don't remember building a roof there. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't build a roof there. I built a floor there, and there was already a roof that existed there. So I've created a tiny, tiny room. Okay, good. That's right. Well, we're gonna delete the roof. We are going to build a new floor. So confused. Okay, what have we got here? Oh, smoke reed. Okay, so I do want to plant a few of these. So I'm just going to plant them here along this. I do need some more viscera, so I'm very sorry, dire rats. You've had a good life, okay? You've had a great life. It's been nice knowing you. Thanks for playing, fam. But I need you to sacrifice your bits. Okay. Wonderful. Alrighty, so I don't know if that just means, like, they can't get there? Why is that red? I think it's red because I'm destroying that, but that has a flaw. It's, bother. Okay, let's fix this whole mess issue. For the moment, let's get our students on cleaning, just to try and clear this up. Okay, so we are going to have to hunt the ooze. Ugh. So hopefully they go ahead and do that before it breaks anything. No, no. No, we're not going to do that. No. No ooze hunting. You guys just going to leave that there? Guys, he broke our gruel pot. Nobody cares? Okay. There we go. Dealt with. Done. Okay. Alrighty. We're getting to nighttime, and I don't have any... Oh, we can repel the fog. Oh, thank God. Oh, Lord. Oh! Oh, no. Those planters are so balked. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, the fog ate everything. As you can see, it has absolutely decimated our tree planters. So that's unfortunate. That's deeply unfortunate. And that only pushed it back by like such a tiny bit too. That was not it. That was not it. Okay, hopefully we can just get a few more gut berries together before tomorrow so we can push that back a little bit further. Cause this scares me. Does it scare our people? How are you feeling? No, you're feeling slightly safe. The fog is not extremely close. Okay, thanks, Harriet. Okay, so now what I was going to do, they obviously can't repair this roof. It's too high for them, too spooky. So we're just gonna destroy this roof. Tainted mana lantern has appeared. Now this is new. There was different mana lanterns that appeared, and now they had one type of mana lantern. I think it was corrupted, and now there's different types of mana lanterns. We got another malice crystal. We're not going to deal with that right now. A ritual that causes mages bearing tier 2 wands to have a thrumming headache. Oh, that's okay. We don't have to worry about that. None of us have tier 2 wands. So, and we're going to have to go and fight that anyway. So, you know what? That's not an urgent priority. We will deal with that in a minute. Now, feels like my windows are probably a little too high. So I'm going to lower them down just a little bit. That's behind a bookshelf. That's bad. We're just going to move the bookshelf. Okay. Okay. And you know what? I'm just going to pop... Yeah, I've got more than enough for this. What have I done here? I've created a staggered effect accidentally. This is not what I want. That's not what I want at all. I want you to be in line with the balls. Okay, well, I'll fix that in a minute. This is fine. This is totally fine. I'm okay with this. This is fine. Okay, so I am just gonna have to shrink these bad boys. So just because I can't build the floor across the windows, so I'm gonna have to shrink them before I can build into the next area. Okay, so do we have... Still not enough gut berries. It's okay, our gut berries are growing. Look at them, they're nearly grown. They're nearly there. We got this. I believe in us. Okay. We got an open air school right now going on. This is fine. A little bit of sun and UV rays are good for you. It's good for you, mate. It's a character building exercise. How are we doing on our bitter rice? Now, I know I said last episode that we had so much bitter rice that we didn't have to worry about it. What I meant by that is we're not using bitter rice for anything else. The only purpose of bitter rice that I have found so far is for cooking. So there's no point in setting a limit to that. As long as we have the ability to cook, we should be cooking bitter gruel because it is an okay food source. So that's going to cook. Our bitter rice is going to keep us stocked with bitter gruel, and then eventually we're going to get different types of food that are better than that, and I can just pause it when I'm ready. So really what we want to be doing is eating our bitter gruel. You can see here it's got a -5 conviction when eaten compared to the -10 of the gutberry soup or the carcass stew. It's actually better for our wolfkin to eat the raw animals than it is for them to eat carcass stew. So that's fine. Okay, so we've shrunk down those windows now, so now we can build our floor across here and start building up our workshop that we are wanting to build. Okay, so hopefully Harriet's going to get up and on that now. Excellent, Harriet is all over it. Lovely, love to see it, Harriet. Okay, so how are we going everywhere else? Now, we are going to have to bump up repair a little bit because obviously we're low on repairs. Nobody's really focusing on that. So let's get that organized here as well. Repair. So I'm going to put Harriet on high repair because obviously Harriet is our earth character, our earth mage, and that makes them better at repairing. Now I think I'm also going to stagger our relaxation because it doesn't feel like everybody's relaxing at the same time. So I'm actually going to set my staff to be on tasks during this period here. We're going to just go through class here because it's just not really making much sense with that. Then we're going to pop an extra recreation here, an extra tasks here, and then we're going to have our staff recreate after our dinner time. And we're actually going to bring that forward and we're going to recreate here. Now that leaves less time for our staff to actually do tasks, but they will do tasks when not assigned to teaching. So during the class period, if they're not teaching our students, they will then go do tasks. So that's not a big deal, just means that everybody's a bit more staggered and slightly on different schedules. So our students will all recreate and eat together, and our staff will all eat together and then recreate together rather than doing it all at the same time. We've only got one enchanter phone, and we have to deal with that. We have to share. Okay, we have to share. And we are going to do a superior fog repelling ritual. Now, I believe somebody had a rested ritual trial. Who was that? That was Clara. Clara is not rested. I don't think I can really wait until Clara is rested. We're really facing a bit of a fog incursion going on here that I need to deal with post-haste. So we'll do a little one, and then we'll do a bigger one tomorrow once Clara has had some rest, and we'll get that trial out of the way. Oh god. I left it too late. This is fine. Okay. Alright. So that's going on there. Harriet's involved in the ritual, which is why they're not building anything. Lovely. Our fog's been pushed back just a little bit. That'll buy us a bit of breathing room so that we can get on that ritual once Clara has been rested and we can complete Clara's trial. So let's get that organised. We're also going to harvest all this stuff because we need those bits, and we'll have enough gut berries in order to do that. In fact, we have got a bit of a stockpile here of bitter gruel. You can see we've got 43, so I'm actually going to turn off gutberry soup and gutberries raw so that none of our mages are eating these. So that means we won't have a situation where we completely run out of gutberries because everybody has been guzzling them like the greedy, greedy creatures they are. Okay, now let's put our other regular windows back up. Our bookshelf is there. Okay, yep, it's 0% lit. Love that. Love that for me. Love that for you. That's great. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to start building our our crafting room. Okay, so I'm going to need a spindle. I need a bunch of stone for the spindle. Now, as you can see, we haven't got any stone above ground. Now, that's probably because the fog is super close, so that's not helping the matter. But eventually what happens, there's a way to craft stone eventually, but you will run out of stone above ground. So the way you're primarily going to be getting stone, especially in the early game, is by exploring into the Underschool. So we are going to head into the stone ruins. We are going to try and take on that tainted mana lantern just for funsies and hope we don't get killed. Okay, so what we're going to do now, okay, Clara, are you rested? Clara is rested, so we're going to take advantage of this situation. I'm going to slot Clara in here. I'm also going to switch out Estelle for... No, Harriet doesn't have any building to do. That's fine. So we're going to get that organised. Archibald is harvesting, so we're going to switch Archibald out for Estelle. And we're going to get them to do a superior fog repel. That's going to push the fog back quite far. Excellent. Alan has completed this. Lovely. Alan is also hopefully going to complete their rested learner trial today as well. So this is good. Yes, Alan has completed rested learning silver. Wonderful. Excellent. Okay, so we've pushed the fog back quite a bit, given ourselves a little bit of breathing room, but as you can see here, there's no stone on the floor, so we are going to have to delve into the Underschool to get that. Which is good. We need to do that anyway, but it does come with its own risks. As you guys saw last episode, the battles, if you aren't paying attention to what you're doing, can go wrong. They can go wrong. It's okay. These things happen. It's fine. Okay, so I'm going to go into that now because I'm going to need more stone to build up anyway. So let's get over here and do this. So we're going to get 50 stone by doing this one here. This is a recommended mage level 5, so we could do this one and deal with the corrupted mana lantern. Now, we won't be able to get tier 2 wands until we clear this anyway. But what we also could do is we could be a little safer. We could go down to the fungal cavern, which is only recommended mage level 3, and we could deal with this one to get 50 stone as well. I think we'll take the bigger risk first, and then if that goes well, we can then move in. Okay, so the tainted mana lantern, You can back out of this at any time, by the way. So if you have a look at your enemies and you go, yeah, nah, definitely not prepared for that, I'm out, you can absolutely just by pressing the X in the top right hand corner. So we got weak to earth and dark, and then the mana lantern is weak to nature. Do we have anybody who is strong with nature? Okay, Archibald has good nature. Eleni has. Eleni wants to work through this. They've got a dream. They want to live big. So this is fine. We've got 2 vivified tanks up the front, and then we've got 2 nature casters here as well. So we've got our 2 stone, 2 nature. So let's get this one organised and see how this goes. Like I said, if it goes really well, then we'll have a look at doing this one so we can get a bit of a stockpile, and then we'll start building up. I am going to need to build a ritual circle so that I can graduate Alan and take advantage of their tasty relic powers, of manifesting a tasty relic. So let's get this one organised. Okay. Now, I'm going to Swirling Vines this. I don't know if this is going to work the way I want it to. I didn't even see how much damage that did. Excellent. Okay, so what that means is, so my experience with these in the early access was the mana lanterns would do an AoE damage to every character on the board on their turn. So we've managed to neutralize that without actually taking any damage from the mana lantern, which is amazing. It couldn't have gone better. I don't know what else to say about that. So we're going to buff everybody up a little bit there. And good smash. Good. Lovely. Alright, and now we've just got to deal with this other Lantern Keeper. Honestly, this couldn't have gone better if I planned it that way. I'd like to think I planned it that way, but let's be honest here. I didn't. I didn't. I'm not that clever. It's okay, I can admit it. A little bit of technical gameplay there, just as a treat, it's fine. Okay, so there we go. We've got our rewards, and we actually unlocked a pantry. That's great. They'll have to repair that before we can use it. And we also unlocked some stone here that we can mine in order to get more stone as well. So I think we'll leave the fungal cavern and we'll explore that at a later date when we are needing more. We still need 70 stone in order to build the spindle. So, hopefully we can get that done. Our fastest way of doing that would be to explore the fungal cavern, but it looks like Harriet's working on that for us nice and quickly. So, got some honey gruel and some magic roots. That's great. Okay, and we just researched how to build our own pantries if we want to do that too. So what I'm going to be doing eventually is I'm going to be upgrading these chests down here in the scullery into pantries because the pantries have a larger storage. You can see here they have up to 20 stacks. Okay, so now let's build the spindle just so we can get an idea of how much room that thing is going to take up. Now the arcane secret area is going to take up about 3 blocks next to that. So what we want is... Okay, so we want to start building this one here. Now remember, this room has to be taller than it is wide. Okay, so let's see how this goes. And we'll build a little bit of a roof over the top of that. That would make that one uneven, that's fine. Maximum wonk, just for fun. And we are going to build a staircase up so that our people can actually reach what they're trying to build. Because our little mages can't fly. Except for Edmund. Edmund can fly. Okay. Alrighty. And... wonderful. Now we just wait, apparently. Oh, Edmund's not Edmund. Harriet's dancing, of course. You can't build, it's dance o'clock. Okay. This is lovely. The fog's been pushed out. We've got a few Phoenix Kiss here that I'm going to grab. Alan now hates using air. Alan, that sounds like a you problem. We won't be seeing you for much longer, so I'm not bothered. Okay, I wonder... No, I haven't got anywhere I can really build this ritual circle until we've got this all organised. So I'm going to build a hallway here. And I'm going to queue up another room. I don't have enough stone. So I'm gonna have to work on that, but let's go ahead and do as much as we can. Oh, that's fine. We're gonna do a bit of a wonky looking room here. That's gonna be big enough for a ritual circle. Don't judge me. I don't have any stone right now. Okay, so the ritual sigil is here. So we're gonna pop that one down there. And then we are also going to pop down an attunement bench because we're going to need it. I'm going to pop that one in one of these little hallway corridor things that we've got set up here, just because it's small, it doesn't take up that much space, and it's a good use of the space that we already have. We aren't going to be using anywhere larger. We're not going to be setting up like a relic room anytime soon either. So this is totally fine. Okay. Alrighty, just gotta have some water. Don't forget to hydrate. Oh god, spicy. Oh. Okay. Lovely. Edmund is working hard as always. Now I do kind of want to get down this relatively early. However, we do have to research to really utilize that. And we are going to be wanting a, there's a wand room that makes building wands faster. But there's a few different things I want before we get there. Okay, so let's see, what have we got here? Okay, so we're going to go into domesticated ice flower. Now you can see here that this has to be researched in a mage's study, a mage's tower, or a mage's hermitage. We're going to get a mage's study well before we get those other two. They require quite a lot of resources, similar to that House Commons that we were discussing last episode, and it requires the skill, lightning skill level 3. Now this is why we started off with a lightning mage, otherwise we would have had to recruit a lightning mage by now in order to get that. So we're going to start working on that, and I'll start building up a research room. I'm also going to get luxurious lighting, because that gives us the ability to build lighting that gives you luxury, funnily enough. Guess that's kind of how that works. And then we're going to speed down, we're going to get lighted up, and then we're going to speed down going places so we can start supporting our foundations and our structures, and also building out our school a little bit more. So that's what we're going to be doing there. And then we're going to work through to so we're going to get into Sui. So this is a Lavalina sty. This is what allows us to craft some stone and stuff. So this is going to be our next effort. Okay, there we go. That is enough research for us to queue up for the moment. We'll work on the major study in a minute. Once we get all of these constructions up and start moving forward. Okay, autosave completed. I love that for us. No turning back, guys. We're committed to this now. Everybody's having some breakfast, have a little snacky. Okay, and Harriet's up here to come help us build things. Lovely. Go, Harriet. Okay, so while they're doing that, I'm going to have a quick look here at... it is under workshops. There we go. Okay, woodcuttery is what I was thinking of before about the wands. That's what I was thinking of. Major study. So it has to be pristine and skewed. That's fine. We can work with that. We could even turn this into the major study once we're done with the ritual site, and we can move the ritual site somewhere else. Now I am going to build this spiral staircase up on this side and start building this up as well, and go into this room. Now, that means I could probably either extend out this room a little bit more, or what I could do with that. Like, I could use these rooms for something else that aren't a spiral staircase. It's just happened that I built up on the right-hand side rather than on the left-hand side this time. Don't know why I did that, just did. Okay, so we're going to cut these trees. We're going to need the wood. Cut the trees. Okay. Lovely. Okay, so Harriet is up there. They're building. Everyone is doing their work, getting the bristlecone trees. Okay, we do have 65 Gnosis shards, so I'm actually really tempted to build another lightning wand and then recruit or summon a gifted lightning student, just to sort of work towards something a bit better so that Estelle can have a research buddy in the future, since we're going to be graduating Alan. Okay, so we are going to want more lights. Now, I don't have enough stone for that. That's totally fine. Okay, so roof is not supported. Roof is supported. What are you talking about? Once this is built, the roof will snap onto that like it's supported. So I actually want that to be done a little bit faster, but that's okay. I'm sure Harriet will get to it. I just don't think is it not accessible? So you can see here, similar to oxygen not included, you can see here that it's the task. If it's on their active tasks, then we can't, we can track it back to who's doing it. Okay, so we've hit a bit of a roadblock here. We researched too fast, we delved too deep and too greedily before we had everything set up. So it's okay. We'll get the rest of it started. So we'll go through one by one and do the other researches that we can before we get on that. Okay. Alrighty, so... Okay, good job. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to up the task priority of this. So just in case Harriet can't reach it, it's actually going to force Edmund, I think, to go do that. So... nope. Edmund is too busy hauling. So I'm actually going to up Edmund's priority of construction. I just want to get this done as soon as possible. Harriet is recreating, cannot get in the way of a Vivified's dance schedule. This is it. Okay, so... Lovely. As you can see there, the roof has snapped onto the wall and caused a support. I really love that feature. It's like a little dynamic roofing. It's like, oh, actually there's a wall here. I will attach myself to this wall. It's just a really nice feature, so you don't have to unbuild and rebuild and really fuck around with it, for lack of a better term. I'm also going to up the priority on this ritual sigil so that we can get on building that, because Alan is sick of being here, and it's time for Alan to say goodbye. Alan has done really well. It's been very helpful. Our first student. But it's time for you to go. Okay, so these odd windows are great, but I'm going to go with the rectangular one. You can see here the odd windows actually add 25 more light, so they add 150. And they're slightly differently shaped, and the regulars only add 125. However, they cost less, so we're going to do that. Then we're going to do this. Okay. That's not even. I hate myself. Okay, so we're just gonna go like this. This is fine. I don't like doing that on the bottom there. It just feels wrong. Like it just feels wrong. It's gonna be blocked by something. Okay, so you are lofted, you're pristine, and you have an open back. I love that for you. Okay, so we're going to put our wand shaper in here. And then I think, let's see, yeah, you are skewed and pristine. Then we're going to usurp this room here for the research, the major study, when we can. I'm actually going to start building some doors on things too soon. We've got 189 wood. Actually, that is not enough wood to start building doors. It might seem like a lot of wood, but it's actually not in the grand scheme of things. The amount of times I've hit like a roadblock specifically caused by wood in this game, because I've been like, yeah, I'll just do this and I'll just do this, and then before you know it, you're completely out of wood. You've chopped down every tree around you and you haven't been growing any, and you need wood for the planters. It's a bad time. It is not a situation you want to be in. So at least make sure you've got yourself a little bit of a few planters here so that you can start building that. All right, so What we're going to do is we're going to graduate Alan. What do we want to do with Blythe? I think we're going to keep Blythe. I am going to set some things up that I don't care about outside for Blythe to destroy in a little bit. We are going to be keeping Clara, but we are going to be graduating Demetria and Alini. So now the problem is Alini's still got 2 trials left to do. They actually released a new feature in 1.0. It's going to get old hearing me say that, I'm sure. But they released a new feature where you can actually graduate many students at once, which is amazing, so you don't have to graduate a single student at a time. Okay, because that was a little bit irritating. If you had a lot of students that were fully trained, you had to do multiple rituals. So what I'm going to actually have Blythe do is, well, we're going to set Demetria up to do it first, because Demetria has a strong desire to destroy 3 things. Okay, that's weird. Oh, it's probably because they're learning. All right, so blasphemy. I'm going to destroy this gutberry plant and this one and this wormweed. Okay, those are 3 items that Demetria is immediately going to come down here and destroy, because they are urgently required to do destroy tasks. Okay. Excellent. Lovely. They're going to do that. And then we're going to recruit Blythe, I think, so that's not a big deal. Alini's is more of a big deal. They want to destroy 10 objects, and we're going to be graduating Alini as well. So we're going to have to deal with that when that comes. Lovely. Excellent. So Demetria has done her task, so we can drop you off of emergency for that. You can see that I've put Alini up to emergency as well for beast care, because they need to do that for a certain amount of hours. I am going to pop them up to emergency destroy now, and we're going to try and find 10 things for them to destroy. We're going to go for the gut berries again. I know they're a vulnerable target, okay? Gut berries, they grow like weeds. It's okay. We also are going to do these wormweeds. I hate to do it, but we need 10 items. So how many is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's 8. Can I count? Probably not. 10. I think that's 10. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Obviously, she's going to come out here and immediately start doing that. Here she comes. And then we'll see. We've got a few other gutberry vines around that we can deal with as well. We are also going to want to push the bog back relatively soon as well. We can't have it destroying our sun shadow tree planters again. That is not the life I want to be living. Okay, so what are you doing? Did you run out of mana? Yeah, you ran out of mana. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. So Blubberwampus doesn't have enough stuff to make things. Now, Blubberwampus works off of carcass. Carcasses? What is the correct plural of a carcass? Is it carcassi? No, it's not carcassi. That's ridiculous, carcassi. Fucking hell, Nightshade. Okay, so alright. We are going to hunt our little dire rat friends. They are required to fuel our Blubberwampus so Blubberwampus can do their job. Okay. So, oh, and our pantry has been repaired. Now, the pantries, I believe, have an inherently higher priority than chests. So we are going to clear this all because this has gone a little bit weird. We are going to put feed in here. We're going to put our meal ingredients, and we're going to put honey drops in here. Now we aren't going to put animal parts. We are also going to put gut berries in here as well. So that's what we're going to be putting in there. And then we're going to move that out of the chest. So, okay. Alrighty, how are we doing? Are you running out of mana that quickly? What's going on with you? Okay. We'll destroy everything here before... The fog is laughing at us. Research not met. Okay. So we'll just pop in a little support. It'll start with that first tier one there. I know we've gone on like a little bit of a tangent again. This whole process, getting this sorted. I am going to reduce your construct priority now because I forgot I didn't take that off. Just so you can get back to hauling things into their appropriate places. Our chests are getting somewhat full. We've still got a bit of space. This is fine. Okay, so that's everything I set to destroy. Was that enough things? I'm too short. I told you I couldn't count. Let's go ahead. Oh, no, she hasn't... Hang on. Oh, she's run out of mana. Again. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. Oh, that's only one item though, so she still had to deal with that. Excellent. So she's completed that trial. So we just need you... Oh, my dear heart. You just need to... Just need you to destroy 2 more items. You can do this. I believe in you. Okay. That's not your job, Alan. Alan, cease. Okay. Alan is no longer on destroy. Oh my goodness. No, nobody else destroy. Nobody... What is this? What is wrong with you people? Oh, is she below? No, she's... Oh, that's the one I want destroying. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm getting exactly what I wanted. Okay, go destroy this one, and then we're done. Okay, last one. And then we can graduate our 3 graduates. Okay. Excellent! Amazing! Okay, so let's go ahead and graduate. So we are going to graduate... We can graduate up to 4 students. That's amazing. Okay, so we're going to graduate you, we're going to graduate you, and we're going to graduate you. Now, one staff will get bittersweet feelings. I'm just going to set Estelle to do that. It's not really a big deal. So you can see here, they will manifest a level 8 relic. Okay, so let's get this one organized. We are going to need some more students soon, but that's okay. We'll get that organized in a minute or 2. Delicious. Just amazing void shroom. Okay, so this is going to take 30 minutes per graduate, it seems. Excellent. And Quill of the Instructor. Okay, now I believe that ups their teaching ability. Stony Plaything. I think that might... We'll have a look at these in a second, guys. And an Overgrown Fontage. Okay, so let's have a look at the relics we just got. So as you can see here, you got the relic. And who can attune to the relic? This is the affinity, what it does on the plinth, and what it does when you attune it. Plinth is something you can use. It's like a little stand. You put the relic on there, and then that affects the whole school or a specific room or whatever it is. It says. So teachers in a basic classroom twice as fast. And you can see here. So if we pulverize it now, we're only going to get 1 puny little gnosis shard from it. But if we level it up, you'll get more. So eventually, when it gets to 7 or 8. It gives you intermediate and in basic. So what we're going to do is we're going to attune that to Estelle, because Estelle is the only person who can attune it. You got a Stony Plaything. Okay, so that gives you +1 to Earth skill cap, so that's great for Harriet. And also, once it gets to 7 or 8, +2 Gnosis shards on gaining skill to Earth or teaching a student who gains Earth skill. That's actually pretty high tier for a teacher, so that's great. I've never seen that before, that modifier with the when you teach people you get 2 Gnosis shards. I've only ever seen that you get an extra Gnosis shards when you actually gain the skill, and I've never had it attuned to a point where I can benefit from that super. So +5 conviction for 4 hours after a nature task. That's great for Archibald. Archibald does nature tasks all the time. Okay, so we're going to set Archibald to attune this one. We're going to set Harriet to attune this one, and we are going to set Estelle to attune this one. Now, what we're going to want to do is we are going to want to up the priority of attuning. Otherwise, it'll take them forever to do it. So just by doing that, I click on this, just left click. You don't have to shift or anything like that. You do set all, so you can set all to this. Really handy if you're dealing with, there's a few things where something comes out and you have to hunt it and you want to set everybody to hunt, you can do that. You can set them all to hunt high or emergency if you've got like an incoming threat that you need to deal with. There's a few circumstances where that happens. We probably won't see them for a little while, but that's okay. Alright, so everybody sets a really high priority attune. They will still attune to things like, I guess, your priority still falls in that line. Similar to Oxygen Not Included or RimWorld or any of those other games where you have your priority management. These are the things they'll do first. This is the things they'll do last. And then this affects it. So what your priority for that is individually. And then the item priority also affects it. So you can see here, you can set your item priority to slightly higher. So it means if somebody has like an average, like just a baseline attunement priority, if I set it to 5, they'll still do it before other things that they have a baseline for that may be earlier in the priority list. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, I can't come up with a better way to explain it right now. Please tell me if I'm making any sense at all. Or tell me if I'm not. I don't know. Sometimes I just ramble into the void, and I hope sometimes that the void listens. That's my philosophy on life. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, so before things get even more esoteric, let's hopefully get this organised. Do I have anybody on Assemble? I do, but not many. Okay, I'm gonna get Edmund to assemble. They're bad at it, but they do it. Excellent. Our first attunement has gone through, and I think that was on Archibald. Okay, excellent. No, it's not. I was wrong. It's on Harriet. Harriet is now doing that. So they have a Earth cap of 4 now, which is quite nice. So that means they'll do things even faster. You're attuning the quill of the instructor. I am going to get on hiring that... Hiring? Why do I keep saying hiring? On recruiting that gifted lightning student. Now, I'm going to shrink this. And then I'm going to move this up here. Blocked by the ritual signal. Okay, that's not helpful. You know what, we'll deal with that when we get there. This is fine. So we're going to summon a gifted student. Now, in order to summon gifted students, this is part of the reason why I wanted another lightning mage. You can only summon gifted students with lightning mages. They need a minimum of 3 lightning from all of my experience that I've had. So, and you can only get that if they specialize in lightning or have like a sub-skill in lightning as an apprentice. So in the early game, it's very, very important that you have at least 1 lightning skill mage, or your first student is a lightning skill mage, so you can get someone with 3 lightning skills. Otherwise, you're going to be blocked by quite a lot of things. Okay, so you're going to have to grind to get further. Alright, so this is fine. That's going to take 2 hours, and the amount of lightning mages you need to summon gifted students, I don't know if they've changed it, but previously you needed more lightning mages depending on how many existing students that you already had. So the maximum I've seen so far has been 3, and I probably had maybe like 15-20 students, I think, ish. So that's obviously pretty high on the population cap as it is. So, I mean, now the population cap is like based on your skills. So back then it just used to take 10 hours to summon your students. And as I said, that was less than ideal because people would just pass out on the floor. It's like, oh, the ritual cannot begin because this person has passed out and they're angry and upset and now they're going to turn into a fire elemental and break all of your things. Has happened. 10 out of 10, don't recommend. Excellent. So Floor has arrived. Floor is a gifted human initiate, and Floor has Dancing on My Own, Dancing with Friends, and Neat Nick. Neat Nick's fine. You can clean as a Neat Nick, which means I can lower everybody else's cleaning priority a little bit. Not just yet, actually. Floor doesn't know how to clean. Floor does not have any water skill. We'll get there. It's alright, Floor. We'll get there. Floor wants to dance by themselves, which means I would have to limit everybody from the enchanter phone in order to do that. However, what I can do is I can build a copy of the enchanter phone. I'm going to need 2 of them eventually anyway. So I can build one over here and specifically have that one just be for Floor, so Floor can go and hang out by themselves. Because it didn't say it specifically had to be in a recreation room, it said that it had to be in a room. This is a room. It's not a school chamber, but it's a room. And we've got a Gnosis vein here. So this means you can get 15 Gnosis shards. You get 1 Gnosis shard per mine, 15 resources. Which I'm going to queue up. Okay, it's time to push that fog back. Again. We're going to put Floor in, because Floor could use the XP. And we're just going to deal that now. Okay, so excellent. We're going to put you in there. Now, we are going to set somebody to quilt. Now, Estelle can quilt. Estelle is okay at quilting. I am going to have Estelle quilt. So what we're going to do is, just to make this a bit faster as well, similar to how we did in the kitchen, I'm going to put a little chest up here. So we're going to store our resources for quilting, because we are going to need, as you can see, viscera and sinew for the quilted carrier and quilted sweep. This will take Edmund primarily off of hauling duty, since Edmund has been a busy bee doing that. We are going to need more storage chests. So, going to... I had it right the first way. We're going to do that. This room here is just, it shows you the codex. So your codex is like your tutorial, or, you know, what's going on with things. You got your materials. Basically goes over a lot of the things I've gone over with you in the videos, but it's pretty in-depth now, you can see. And they've updated this quite a lot. It was pretty sparse before. So now you've also got all your rituals that you can do. Such as your feasts, hatch a weaver bird, hatch a crone bug, hire staff, graduate, expel. You can hold a funeral if people pass away. Yeah, so altar of fate. That's interesting. I haven't seen that before. That must be new. Stop spoiling things. Okay. That's what you can do. You can have a look at that. Also, you can see there are some things, like certain plants will defend themselves or attack. So they release a cloud of toxins, which is annoying. It can be handy to get specifically, there's relics that allow you to specifically summon certain species or races of mages. Now the Shattered actually have this really excellent ability that they are immune to all plant effects, which is really, really handy for a lot of things. So they can be great nature mages. So they make excellent nature mages, even if, you know, you don't use them as tanks or anything else or whatever. They're immune to all nature effects from the plants, so that's really handy, especially when you're farming them, because the farmed plants will attack you too. Just because you put them in a plant pot does not mean they're domesticated. They are still angry and they still want to kill you. Okay, so... Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put in here animal parts. So we're going to want all of that in here. That's fine. And we're also going to set it to a maximum of 200. So that means a maximum of 2 stacks. Because eventually we're going to end up with like so many eyeballs and so many brains that we don't know what to do with them. And they're going to just go in here. Okay. So that's what we're going to do with that. All of our chests are going to be at a slightly lower priority. Just going to double click and press 2, which means by default all of our other stuff is going to go to that other place, to the higher up where we do our quilting. Now, in order for Floor to use this enchanter phone that's by itself, I have to remove Floor from this here. So everybody else is allowed to use this except Floor. So Floor will then come over here and use this enchanter phone. Hopefully Harriet's not in here mining Gnosis shards when they do. Whatever. We'll deal with that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I am also going to set Harriet to teaching faster, since Harriet now gets a bonus for teaching Earth as well. They get extra Gnosis shards. So I'm going to set Harriet up to teach. Okay, so... what's wrong with you? Why are you upset? You need to be a pristine study. Oh, you need a door. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we're going a little bit elevated. We're getting up there. And 4 or more scholarly luxury. Now, we don't have any rugs or anything like that we can use. However, where is it? Luxury. The bookshelves count as scholarly luxury, and they count as 2 each. So we'll put a couple of those in. A tainted mana lantern has appeared. Lovely. Okay, well that's our next step anyway as we go through there, so that's fine. We're planning on heading into that anyway. Okay. Little Gnosis shard there. That's excellent. Everybody's gonna go dance? Yes? No? No? We're doing tasks. Okay. Alright. So we've got a few stacks up there now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add quilting carriers. I'm going to go do until 3. And then we're going to do quilted sweeps eventually. But right now we're going to set nobody else to clean. Turn everybody else off cleaning except for Floor. Floor is going to have emergency level cleaning until they have completed their neat nick trial. So, oh, a void shroom has appeared. Oh, that room is not lit up well enough. Okay, alright. I'm seeing the issue here. A serious lack of lighting. Alright, so we're going to build a brazier. Probably not right next to the wooden thing. That doesn't seem like a good idea. Okay. Overgrown fontage has reached level 2 of 8. That's good. Okay. Alrighty. Use quilting to make a quilted helper on a spindle. That's the achievement I just got. Okay, so I'm going to turn off mining on this Gnosis vein, just so that maybe we can get it so Floor gets their trial done for this. And then they get to rejoin everybody else once they've danced by themselves. Excellent. There we go. So we'll just have our staff recreate in here, and then we'll just do students in here. And yeah, that'll do that. We'll just queue that up to mine again, so that means that Floor will complete their other aspiration. Well, not aspiration. Why do I keep saying aspiration? Their other trial tomorrow. For Floor. Not for me. I'm just gonna drink my water. That was a painful swallow. Very sorry if you heard that. Okay. Okay, Floor is making good headway on their tasks. Now we are going to... We're going to get a water student here. What's wrong with Estelle? They are exhausted. Estelle is EP. And they had their mana drained. And they ate without Harriet. And they recreated without Archibald. That's not my fault. If Archibald doesn't want to join you, that's on Archibald, alright? That's not... Oh, you know what? That is my fault. That 100% is my fault. Okay, so Greta is our first Shattered Initiate that we've had. They gain armor in battle and they are immune to many ills. So, add status inorganic. Shattered have low HP, but do not suffer from magical illnesses like poisons and will not be attacked by a trapdoor vine. Okay, so there you have it. Now, Greta wants to attune to something. We don't have anything spare for Greta to attune to at the moment, sadly. Which is unfortunate, but, you know, these things happen. Alright. Excellent, so that is now a major study, as you can see there. So, what are we studying at the moment? We don't really want to light it up. We were going to go for... You know what? We'll just leave it with that at the moment. This is fine. Now, Clara wants to dance on their own silver. So they want to do that in a recreation room. We don't actually have a recreation room right now, but I think that's okay. So I am going to actually hire Clara as a staff member, but I'm going to need a new area to set up my ritual signal. Signal? Sigil. Two different things. Two very, very different things. I'm going to start building my staircase up here. And the floor is going to come out here. Just going to go with that. And then this needs to be a wall. And then our floor is going to come across here. It's going to screw things up a little bit, but that's okay. You know what? That's okay. Now we've got a few quilted carriers. Where are they? I just want to see if I can spot them. So here they are here. You can see this is this quilted carrier. There's another one there. This is last one that burbles. They all have these adorable little names that are auto-generated. And you can see they have a shelf life. So this is waiting. They last for 2.9 days. And then they die, and you have to make new ones. So that's kind of how that works. There's a way to repurpose the bodies of our expired quilted into fresh new quilted, so I guess we just frog them a little bit, unstitch the hems and stitch them all back together and infuse them with new dark matter. Okay, so I'm actually going to take everybody, Estelle, off of teaching high priority as well. We're going to have Harriet do it basically full time, because Harriet, again, has that relic. Now, they won't get anything good for it at the moment until it's level 7 or 8, but everything they do is going to level up that relic. In fact, we are going to do a combat as well, which will allow us to level up the relic even more. Just going to go ahead and destroy that. Okay, there we go. Okay, I do want to fight this. I don't know how that's going to go. Alright. Yeah. You know what, just as a treat, let's go ahead and fight this. We're coming to the end of the episode anyway, so just to end it off with a bit of a bang, we're going to go ahead and fight this tainted mana lantern. So we need to push forward in that direction anyway. Okay, now our options for bringing people with us have gotten a little low. Oh goodness, I just noticed that Floor's power is 1. That's terrible, Floor. We might have to try for another gifted lightning mage. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. We're going to bring Blythe in. Blythe has good power. Blythe can do a few things, and nothing here is resistant to fire, so that's as good an option as any. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this done. I turned the music down before I filmed the last episode, and I was just having a quick look at my OBS, and I don't actually think you guys can hear the music, so I might turn that up a little bit as well, just for the last bit of this episode, and feel free to let me know if it's too loud or anything like that. There was some issues with the audio previously, so let's go ahead and turn that back up, but I think it should be fine. Okay, yeah, that looks like it's coming through a bit better now. Okay. Gonna go ahead and do the same trick we did last time. That's gonna one-shot that tainted mana lantern because it's weak to nature. We're gonna take a beating, but it's okay because it's Harriet, who's our tank, and Clara, who is our second tank. Gonna go ahead and fireball this one. Good critical hit, and we're gonna Quake actually. So Quake is it does damage in a line, and hopefully that can do it. Yeah, did a decent amount of damage to that one. I'm actually gonna leave that one. I'm gonna attack this one because we get the most bang for our buck, and then I'm going to do that to take it out of the lineup. I know I split my damage there a little bit, but the result would have been the same anyway. So this way I've saved a little bit of mana for a better attack. Excellent. So that is taken. We've done that. Wonderful. We're getting pretty close, I think, to the one Transfigurator, which is good because I think we're getting pretty close to being able to do... Yeah, so we've got a couple of tier 2 ones here. As you can see, they need potions of recharging, so now is the time where we really need to focus on building that alchemy bench as well. So as it stands, I am just going to go ahead and build another lightning wand. I'm also going to build one of the other wand types that we haven't already, just to make sure we've got some extra items going on here as well. So we'll grab a few of each type. So we're going to get an earth wand as well. There we go. So our wand maker is going to come up here and do that. You're teaching because we had Harriet going in. Oh, a horticulture infects the soil. Crop plants have a 50% chance to drop some form of offal, so that'll be your sinew or your viscera, rather than their normal crop during the event. Now, I'm pretty sure that might include eyeballs and brains, but I don't know. I haven't paid that much attention, to be honest with you. In my mind, it feels like it would just be sinew and viscera, maybe a carcass, but that's probably just because maybe I'm thinking too small. Mostly your eyeballs and your brains come from the Crower, and because they're a little bit more difficult, I don't think the game would just give you those resources just for harvesting some crops. In my opinion, allegedly. I'm not a lawyer, this is not legal advice. So let's go ahead and... Okay, so we have research lighted up, so that gives us a glass roof, which allows us to make some greenhouses, which we are going to want to do soon, which will bring our plants indoors and allow them to be a little bit more protected. I am also going to replace my trees with bristlecone planters because, as I've discussed a few times already, bristlecones actually produce more wood than the sun shadow trees. So I'm going to place them over there, and then I'm going to eventually get rid of those sun shadow tree plants. I'm going to have to push back that fog again soon, but I will mention this. The further you push the fog back, the further it moves forward each night. So if it's super far away, you invest a lot of resources into pushing the fog really far back from your school. Based on the amount of cells away from your school that the fog is at nightfall, it will move faster towards your school accordingly. So we've got 5 days at the moment. That's a decent time. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, speaking of that, I think we're going to call this episode here. And... eerie. And we'll come back next episode and continue on with that. Alrighty. If you guys have any feedback, ideas, suggestions, or anything like that, feel free to leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and help me make more content if you like this content. Alrighty. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.